Well, I hit 100 subscribers, so I figure it's time for another creature build video. I have more to say on this topic, but I'll save that for the end of the video, so stick around till then.
Stick around.
Where we're going, we won't need eyes to see.
Okay, this is going to be a weird one. Event Horizon is a 1997 sci-fi horror film directed by Paul W.S. Anderson. Sadly for him, he would only have directed one other film that was really well done, that being Pandora. What? He's had more films besides those two? I know, but I'm not bringing up the Milla Jovovich Resident Evil movies. I gave the first three a chance, and honestly, I like some of the stuff about them, but then they just kept going. And going. Mr. Anderson over here trying to keep pace with the Fast and Furious franchise, it seems. That being said, Paul Anderson has some potential. Pandora is a great sci-fi film with an excellent twist, but for true horror we need to look at Event Horizon. How am I going to turn a ship into a monster? Don't ask stupid questions that I can't actually answer. Before we get to the breakdown, if you have any suggestions on who or what you'd like to see me build next, let me know in the comments, and while you're there, give the video a like and subscribe. So let's explore the clearly full of biblical references, Sam Neill corrupting haunted house in space and turn it into a vessel for your next D&D campaign. The premise of the film is real simple. The Event Horizon, on its maiden voyage to Proxima Centauri, vanishes 7 years prior to the film taking place. The ship suddenly reappears with a decaying orbit around Neptune, and a rescue vessel, the Lewis and Clark, is sent to recover what they can. The cast is solid with Lawrence Fishburne, Sam Neill, Kathleen Quinlan, can't say that name, and Jolie Richardson. The rescue crew makes entry to the ship only to discover a bloodbath. Sam Neill plays the ship's designer, and we find out the ship was a test bed for an experimental gravity drive that folds space and time. And what happens when you fold space and time? Well, obviously you end up passing through some form of hell dimension. I mean, what else would happen? Obviously, right? As the vessel passed through this warp, because that's what I'm calling it, that's what it sounds like to me, it became sentient via some form of evil entity possessing it. With its newfound sentience, the ship gains a number of abilities, mainly hallucination generation, possession, and intelligence, but it also has a form of telepathy and the ability to bring the dead back. Using the telepathy, the ship can look into a person's past and use their memories to create the hallucinations. These hallucinations are incredibly vivid and tend to be rooted in a character's past, usually linked to fear and regret of a particular event, such as Captain Miller's dead crewmate or Dr. Weiss's dead wife. The hallucinations can only be seen by the individual, and through these interactions, the ship uses the hallucination to urge the character to do certain actions, whether it be to delete himself or other crewmates. The ship can show people a glimpse of the realm it passed through, which is enough to drive a person instantly insane, such as Justin, who in his insanity opens an airlock to self-terminate. What's interesting about this is as soon as Justin hits the button to open the airlock and the 30-second counter starts, he snaps out of it, as if he was just being driven to the insanity, but the ship also had minor control over him. This leads us to the ship's second ability. The ship's possession seems to function similar to typical demonic possession in movies. The possessed must first be weakened mentally to allow the ship to take hold of their mind. Using the hallucinations, the Event Horizon breaks the will of a character and then is able to possess them. In this case, Dr. Weir suffers the worst. This gives the ship a physical tool to interact with the world. Once someone has been corrupted to the level that Dr. Weir is, the ship also gains the ability to bring them back from the dead, almost linking their life to the ship. Dr. Weir being blasted into space eyeless is brought back with both eyes, meaning the ship can heal or manipulate its chosen vessel. The Event Horizon has one issue though. It's sentient, but can't pilot itself. It requires a crew, or at least one person, to be able to activate the warp drive. The drive itself has a 10-minute warm-up before it fires, giving someone time to evacuate before being sent into the warp, and I'm calling it the warp for the Emperor. So now we know about the Event Horizon. Let's see how it does in the realm of D&D. The Realm Warped Vessel. A gargantuan construct, chaotic evil, armor class 25, 2100 hit points, and for some reason the stat block says 30-30, but it's supposed to be 120 movement speed. Whatever, man. Going with it. 40 strength, 10 dex, 10 con, 30 int, 15 whiz, and 23 charisma. Damage resistance, bludgeoning, piercing, slashing. It has true sight up to 100 feet and a passive perception of 12, challenge rating 15. The Realm Warp Vessel has a crap ton of traits, so let's just go through this and take a quick detour to look at one other one. The first trait is Corrupted Crew. The Realm Warped Vessel cannot move or interact with the physical world without at least one crew member. The crew member corrupted by the vessel are functionally immortal and their lives are bound to the ship. See the Realm Warped Crew for stat block. Realm Warped Crew, a medium humanoid chaotic evil. 15 armor class, hit points 22, strength 14, 12 dex, 15 con, 14 int, 10 wisdom, 12 charisma, pass perception of 10. Challenge rating 1/4. Their traits are bound to the ship. Realm warped crew members cannot die. When brought to 0 hit points, the crew members will resurrect in 1d6 turns. If the body is destroyed, it will resurrect at the ship's core. They also have a punch and longsword attack. Take some liberties. Give them a mace. Give them a spear. It's whatever. They're just a dude or a creature. Like, they can do whatever the hell they want. Back to the Realm Warped Vessel. Its next trait is demonic sentience. The Realm Warped Vessel can see, hear, and sense everything within it. It is aware of every action any creature takes, but it cannot physically interact with the real world and or the creature. Realm Warp. A crew member may activate the ship's ability to warp to its home realm of pure chaos. If this is activated, the ship and all creatures within it enter combat. If players have not stopped the warp or exit the vessel within 20 turns, they will be teleported to a realm of pure chaos for 5 turns, and their sanity dropped to 0. Sanity is the fun little mechanic that I put in here, and it's very inspired by some other games I've played. Sanity. Entering a realm warped vessel taxes players' minds. All creatures present on the ship gain a sanity buff. Each creature has 100 sanity. When creatures reach 50% sanity, they become susceptible to minor possessions. When creatures reach 0 sanity, they become susceptible to full possessions. A minor possession, a creature must make a DC 15 con save or be possessed. While under the minor possession, the target can be made to perform small actions such as open doors, walk away from the party, or suggest dangerous courses of action. Full possession. A full possessed creature is under the control of the vessel and becomes chaotic evil. If a player is possessed, the DM treats them as a minion, giving them commands such as attacking the party member. How the player performs the action is still under the player's discretion, but must align with the ship's goals. Players in combat may make a DC 20 con save at the start of each turn to break possession. Players out of combat make a DC 20 con save every 1d4 turns until breaking the possession. Breaking the possession returns you to 25% sanity. Telepathy. Realm Warped vessels have complete access to any creature's memories as long as they are inside of it. And the final trait, the core. The ship's only weakness is its core, and it's up to the DM's discretion what the core is made of. The core allows the ship to warp and has an AC of 13 and 250 HP. Now, how does the ship actually interact with people? Well, with hallucinations. Using the memories of the creature it targets, the Realm Warped vessel creates hallucinations only perceivable by the target. The creature must make a DC 18 con save or suffer from the full effects of the hallucination. On a successful save, the player avoids the hallucination and gains 25 sanity. On a failed save, the creature is fully engrossed in the hallucination and loses 10 sanity. For instance, if the creature is on fire in the hallucination, they will physically feel the pain of the fire and take damage as though burning. But once the hallucination breaks, their HP will return to normal. Any damage taken in the hallucination will become lost sanity when the hallucination breaks. For instance, if a player takes 5 fire damage in the hallucination, upon leaving the hallucination, the 5 fire damage becomes 5 lost sanity. Hallucinations may be cast on up to 4 creatures at once. I think what's really cool about the concept of the Realm Warped vessel is that it can function as a dungeon crawl mixed with a creature. You can actually kill the dungeon you're in. You also can up the game by having a number of Realm Warped crew members, or you can have one and just have them be real sneaky and setting traps, closing doors, doing all kinds of things to keep the player party away from the core or being able to escape the actual vessel. Mr. Anderson has himself a great cult classic here. The saddest part is how much was cut from the theatrical release. Most of what was cut is lost now due to improper storage or just literally going missing. Well done, film storage people. Well done. Regardless of the missing content, the film still boasts an amazing setting and truly gruesome effects. A creepy and atmospheric soundtrack rounds out this production and makes this a film that should be seen by anyone at least once. When I started this channel, I had 2 goals: have fun and hit 100 subscribers by the end of the year. Then I got a new job, and time became my enemy. But to my surprise, the channel grew in my absence, and I've hit 100 subs. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you to all of you for helping me reach that goal. Knowing there's interest in my content has me back on the train, so videos will be coming out again. Currently, my schedule is still a little tight, so I will be putting them out as I can, so thank you for your patience. Anyway, that's all for now.